Working Class Beer Reviews is looking at Tank 7 by Boulevard Brewing Company in Kansas City, Missouri. It says American Saison Ale. It's part of their Smokestack series. I'm going to go ahead and open it up. It's a new offering in a pint can. I mean, this beer has been out for a while. We'll get into that. Church key, like I do. And the tulip glass that I use for IPAs and whatnot. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. Oh man, that was close. I'm gonna let that set up while we talk about this. If you go to the Boulevard website, it'll tell you all about it. It says, when our brewers were experimenting with variations on the traditional Belgian-style farmhouse ale, the perfect combination of elements came together in fermenter number 7. You could call it fate, but they called it Tank 7. And so it is, beginning with a big surge of fruity, aromatic, and grapefruit hoppy notes. The flavor of this complex, straw-colored ale tapers off to a peppery, dry finish. With its balanced carbonation and complex flavor profile, Tank 7 is one of the ultimate food pairing beers in existence. That's a pretty bold claim. But don't just take our word for it. Esteemed chefs from around the country agree. We've sat down with a bunch of them and asked them 7 questions over a Tank 7. And it takes you to an article. Recommended glassware, Tank 7 tulip glass, which looks a lot like this. So ABV is 8.5. The IBUs is 38. And the EBC color is number 12. So that's, don't really get into the color. We'll look at it. It says it's on draft. It's in 750 milliliter bottles, which is originally how it started off. All the Smokestack series. These special edition beers started after Boulevard was bought by Duvel. So it gave them a big surge in commerce, and also they can broadcast over a larger area now, make them more international as well. Duvel's a huge Belgian company, very highly esteemed. Boulevard's very highly esteemed as well. 12-ounce bottles. They used to be in 4-packs. Now they're in 6-packs. It's pretty expensive. And then now these 16-ounce cans. So I paid, I think, around $2 for this pint can. So that's not bad. On the can it says fruity, aromatic, citrus balance, dry, and hoppy perfection. So it's got the same story on the can as it does on the website. So let's take a look at this beer. I'm in my room, so it's a little dim. You got some haze to it. Boulevard beers are all bottle conditioned. So this is obviously going to have a Belgian strain of yeast because that's what they were going after. The head is very moussey. It's there, but it's kind of, you can see it's kind of fallen down a little bit. It's got some nice lacing on the glass. Spilled over just ever so slightly. I almost hit it perfectly. It just barely crested over the top. Let's get a smell. Wow. Yeah, that is fruity. I'm getting a lot of pear, hop. Got definitely a hop zing to it. It doesn't really say. Tasting notes. Here we go. Floral, citrusy hops, Belgian yeast esters. It's the aroma. The malt is soft, light, and sweet. Hops, prominent hop bitterness, citrusy, grapefruit, peppery flavor. So body is light to medium. So we're going to find that out. Food pairings. Herb roast chicken, pork, Talesio cheese, and nutrition. 225 calories, 18 carbs. So it's not a light beer. This is for a 12-ounce serving. They've got a video on it. This is one of their most popular beers of this edition of the Smokestack series. This is they make it continuously. Some of the other ones they make seasonally or just do a limited release, but this is year-round. Yeah, so it's got a lot of smell to it. You definitely get that yeasty, bready smell, but it's sweet. It's got a sweetness to it. Yeah, it's pretty. Let me go ahead and top a little off here. Head is nice and moosey and staying around there. So I'm gonna go for the dip here and get a, yeah, you can get a lot of it from that head there. Ooh, very full, very, very full. I'm glad I was able to get this single, because the 750 milliliter bottle, the champagne bottle, has got a cork and a cage. It'll run you around $12 for just that bottle, which I guess may not be horrible, but I don't know if I want to pay that, you know, for a wine bottle full, which is essentially about the same as a 25-ounce can that you would get like at a gas station for Budweiser or something like that. It's the same amount. It's about 25 ounces. And the 4-packs used to be around $9 or $10, but now they're at a 6-pack. It's like 13, something like that. So $13 for a 6-pack is a bit much, but this single for $2 for, especially for the purpose of an examination. And I have seen this on draft at restaurants in my area, and I'm sure up in Kansas City. Whoa, carbonation's kicking in already. So let's yeah. It is sweet, not like overly sweet, but you know, like malty sweet. Definitely a hop action going on there, but it does a nice teeter-totter effect. It's a nice balance, you know. One doesn't necessarily outweigh the other. They're both full in flavor though. It's coating my tongue and the roof of my mouth a bit. I wouldn't say it's not a wet finish. It's kind of it's got a sticky finish to it. It's not dry, what I would consider dry, like if you drink a Budweiser or something like that. That's dry, or an Asahi dry if you can ever find that, or Sapporo maybe. It smells really good. It smells amazing. I mean, so I'm not necessarily following their descriptors note for note, but it doesn't deter from the quality of the beer. You can tell it's a high quality beer. There's a lot of love and attention that goes into this, and it shows in every aspect of it. So yeah, if you go, I didn't look on Beer Advocate or anything like that. I only do that if I can't find anything else. If I can't find a website or whatnot, then I'll check those out just for reference. But I don't lean on them to sway me one way or another. But I bet they rate this pretty high. The fact that it sells so well and it's so popular, and I'm sure in the culinary world it's being used in recipes and things like that, or just as a aperitif for after the chef's done cooking for the day. I'm sure he'd love to enjoy a couple of these. So yeah, wonderful job for a farmhouse ale. So it's got that Brettanomyces. That's what gives it what they use for farmhouse ale. So that's when I say you can smell the yeast, that's what you're getting. You're getting that Brett yeast, and it's got a kind of a funky sourdough type flavor to it. Some people call it like when they say farmhouse, they think of like a horse blanket, like straw, like musty straw. And when you say it like that, it's like, does that really what it's supposed to smell like? It's not like that, but it gives you that kind of wildness, that fresh, or that, you know, outdoorsy flavor to it. Ooh, more carbonation. So you'd almost have to experience it in order to understand what I'm talking about. It's not something I'm not really good at describing it, but it is good. I think if you tried it, if you can get your hands on it, I would highly recommend it. And yeah, it's good. And I'm really glad that I'm able to get it in these configurations. Thank you, Boulevard, for doing this. I think it makes it more attainable for some people that want to try it but don't want to shell out over $10 to get it. And unless they can find it on draft, which Fitters here in town has it on draft. and I'm sure some other establishments probably do. Like I said, especially when you go up to Kansas City, because that's where they're based out of. So if you've tried Tank 7 or any of the Boulevard beers or Smokestack Series beers, let me know in the comments. I want to hear what you have to say about it. I want to get a discussion going on this. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. And I will see you guys later.